It's Wednesday. It's a soggy Wednesday at that, and you might as well get used to it. As far as the soggy part, we've got more rain in store, especially tomorrow. Low pressure coming through that will give us a chance for some severe weather as well. Winds and hail and possible tornadoes. Not so much as to what we just saw, but severe weather expected. And I'll outline that in more detail in just a few moments. Right now, rain and winds, I think, are two primary concerns, but not all to be on the lookout for. Thank you again for being a part of the program. If I didn't say it, headlines tonight will include some arrests for theft, courthouse notes to be discussed, and a host of other news and information, and a lot on our calendar, and a tall list of news to get through in what's left of the half hour. We'll start off with some courthouse notes, 2 ongoing investigations, 2 cases of theft. The Paintsville Police Department opening one, the State Police opening another. Theft by unlawful taking, shoplifting over $1,000 as another person loaded up a buggy and tried to make their way out of the Paintsville Walmart without paying for what was inside. And what was inside Monday evening at about 10 till 9 was merchandise totaling almost $1,100, $1,099 in merchandise, as it would tally up with video footage showing Tammy J. Gibson, 46, of Paintsville, pushing a shopping cart out of the store without paying for what was inside. She was called after Paintsville 911 received a call that she was shoplifting from the Walmart, and after located by Paintsville PD, she was charged with theft by unlawful taking, shoplifting under $10,000, and taken to the Big Sandy jail. As I have been following now for as long as it's been a significant and serious issue for communications companies such as Foothills Communications, AT&T, and the like. Anytime copper thieves target copper lines, they more often than not do more destruction than they do in the value of the copper they are stealing, left behind by damaging fiber optic and other utilities as a result of the thefts. Foothills Communications alone, just since the first of the year, has had 10 instances where it was significant and resulted in an outage of services for at least a short period of time, if not more so, and a significant cost to the utility to repair those lines. And that's just the ones that have been more significant. As of today, the state police arrested a man who was caught fleeing the scene of a copper theft back in December. Trooper Smith with KSP out of Post 9 in Pikeville says that according to a Johnson County complaint warrant, which he executed, Johnson County authorities had opened up an investigation on December the 13th of last year in the afternoon after it was determined that service lines belonging to Foothills Communications had been cut and taken in an effort for someone to steal the copper inside, valued in well excess of $1,000. When officers, that being Zach Stapleton with the Sheriff's Department, approached the scene where it was being investigated, the defendant at that time fled the scene on foot and was unable to be located, but has since, and as of this week, been arrested. 23-year-old Cameron Mollett of Wittensville charged with theft by unlawful taking over $1,000 and fleeing or evading police in the second degree on foot. He was also served with another parole violation and a failure to appear warrant as well, on parole for burglary, I think, in the third. Going back to the summary that I offered a few moments ago, actually, in just the past 2 weeks, there's been another, or most recent, copper theft of Foothills Communications lines in the Lawrence County area. That suspect was apprehended. I'm also following one of the cases involving a similar theft, also related to Foothills Communications copper lines, which looks as though it's going to possibly, based on court records that I've seen, net in the defendant or accused possibly getting several years in prison as a result of the theft and the amount of monies that it cost in damages and the like. And again, Foothills, just Foothills alone, has seen 10 since the first of the year. And those, again, were just the largest of those that they had experienced since the first of the year that resulted in outages for customers. Less than a month ago, there was a situation involving a young Kentucky boy who died from what was suspected at the time to have been an allergic reaction to strawberries that were part of his school's fundraiser. You may recall that even more so because it wasn't local news, but because The McGoffin County Schools were in the midst of their own fundraiser selling strawberries, and some posts online got confused, and there was fear for at least until school officials could clarify that it may have been the same strawberries or from the same supplier. That turned out to not be the case. And as we've learned tonight, it turns out that the young boy didn't even die from an allergic reaction to strawberries, and a man is now facing serious charges related to his death. That man, the stepfather of little 8-year-old Trey Harris, who, as it turned out, died from fentanyl intoxication. Stepfather charged with manslaughter and being held on a $1 million bond at this time. 33-year-old Antonio Pearson, arrested just a couple of days ago for trafficking in fentanyl and other drug and gun charges, and now facing manslaughter charges after an FDA analysis of the strawberries turned up that there was nothing wrong with the strawberries, and then toxicology reports, I believe, confirmed that the boy died from toxicity caused from fentanyl overdose or poisoning. The family initially telling police that they believed he had suffered an allergic reaction from the strawberries he was eating the night before. I'll be right back. Thanks to you, Fraser's Prater Drug has been voted #1 in customer satisfaction with Good Neighbor Pharmacies for the 7th year in a row. With curbside pickup for all of your prescription, allergy, or even multivitamin needs. Or come in and pull up a stool while you shop, or just visit downtown and treat yourself to something extra tasty or sweet. Where locally owned means a more personal, reliable, and friendly pharmacy. Fraser's Prater Drug.
Jeremy Camp is bringing his theater tour live to the Mountain Arts Center in Prestonsburg, Kentucky on Saturday, April 13th at 7 p.m. With over 6 million albums sold, 43 #1 singles, 5 GMA Dove Awards, and a Grammy nomination, Jeremy Camp is a Christian music superstar. Get your tickets today and share the room with one of the world's most powerful Christian recording artists. Saturday, April 13th at 7 p.m. Stop by the People's Bank box office, call us at 1-888-MAC-ARTS, or visit us at macarts.com.
Whether you've got a new ride and you want it to stand out in the crowd, or you want your current ride to look and feel like a new one, no one does lifts, wheels, and tires better than Conley's. Stop in now for spring tire specials, free quotes, and 0% financing, or log on to conleytire.net. There where every day starts, it's made and it ends. From hitting the floor to hitting the road and back, your feet carry the day's duties. And if you're hurting from what might be a work or sports or stress-related fracture you don't even know about, diabetic, or that all too often heel pain that just won't go away, or any type of pain or discomfort or in need of wound care, come to where they care.
Put your best foot forward and come visit our podiatry team. We care about our patients and their feet.
That's Dr. Cheney and her team at Hope Family Podiatry Center next to Hope Family Pediatrics on the Mountain Parkway. Sagersville National Bank hopes to help you start the new year with financial freedom and peace of mind. From new services like Apple and Google Pay with your debit card to their more than century of being dedicated to being your personal or business banking institution, they're here for you with digital, phone, or in-person banking at both locations. Raise your hands. Who thinks math is hard? Now, who thinks feeding a family of 4, 6, 8, or 10 is even harder? Well, so do we. Welcome to Math and a Meal Made Easy. Did you know you can get a family meal deal at your Sagersville Lee's for as low as $4.61 a person with bone-in chicken, $4.15 a person with our famous strips? That's chicken sides and biscuits. Count to 100? Thank a math teacher. Feed a family for less? Come to your Sagersville Lee's. Governor Beshear earlier today called House Bill 5 legislation that would, quote, criminalize homelessness and significantly increase incarceration costs without any additional appropriation should it be put into law. His reason for vetoing. Which does mean House Bill 5 likely, or at least possibly, will face the same fate of a number of bills the governor vetoed yesterday, as Republicans, of course, hold supermajority numbers in both chambers, meaning they will be able to override any governor veto. Nevertheless, House Bill 5, sponsored by Representative Jared Bowman and referred to as the Safer Kentucky Act, in part stiffens penalties for violent offenders, requiring them to serve 85% of their prison sentences instead of the current 20% minimum, similar to federal cases. And it also increased the number of crimes in Kentucky which are considered to be violent. But the governor says that while it has some good parts, it requires the destruction of firearms used in murders, makes carjacking its own separate crime, and allows the Kentucky Parole Board to require parolees to participate in a specific evidence-based program designed to reduce violence, and that the General Assembly could and should have put those provisions into stand-alone bills, which would likely have passed, he thought, with unanimous support. But instead, the legislature, says Beshear, choosing to include those good policies as he considered them with dozens of other measures in one unwieldy bill that would criminalize homelessness and significantly increase incarceration costs without any additional means of appropriation. At the same time, limiting the ability to pay for excess jail and prison costs by capping necessary government expenses. Up next, tonight's McGoffin Farm Bureau calendar. More birthdays to start it off. Let's start with Tasha. That's Tasha Holiday. The happiest of birthdays to you today. Love family and love friends. Happy birthday, Tasha. The happiest of birthdays to you. Birthday wishes, 17th birthday wishes to Michaela Perkins from Mamaw and Papaw, and a long list of family and friends who love you lots. The happiest of birthday wishes, Michaela. Happy birthday to you. I don't sing very well, and that's all as far as I'm going to go. I promise you I'll never get any more out of hand than that. Happy birthday to you all. The McGoffin County Conservation District has their free tree seedling giveaway going through tomorrow, or a big or, until supplies last. So if you want to get in on that, it's an annual event. You need to call in first thing in the morning. I would suggest 349-1919 for your McGoffin County Conservation District. Free trees given away through tomorrow if they've got some left. And homecoming is coming up, and this is your invitation to join them at the Kearney Free Will Baptist Church for homecoming this Sunday, the 14th, at 11 a.m. Pastor Lonnie Cole welcomes you to join them as well. Picking and Grinning starts Saturday, the 20th, at 7 p.m., and y'all come. Picking and Grinning is back at Kearney Free Will Baptist Church. They hope that you'll join them for that as well. The Water Into Wine Food Pantry is having a pantry sign up for anyone who wants to get enlisted into the pantry's services. They've set this for May the 1st, 2 till 5, holding it in the afternoon, early evening, in hopes that it'll give everyone a chance who has a calendar or a schedule to work around, it's life, to be a part of that and sign up for services at the pantry. For more information, call them at 349-6301. Remember, we're halfway through now on the downhill side of the McGoffin County-wide cleanup campaign. This week it's District 2. District 3 is next week, and that will wrap it up. If you have any questions, call the judge's office at 349-2313. You can put out tires that are not on the wheel or rim, but you can put out tires along with this, and basically anything else that you would not normally put out with your household waste, including household waste, but no hazardous waste, no construction debris, no containers with liquids, paint cans, things of that nature. And I'll probably just remind you, I guess, maybe one more day or so. I think everyone knows that it's District 2 this week and District 3 the next by now, so have those things ready for them to pick up at the curb. And have your announcements ready to send to me whenever you need them on TV. Birthdays and anniversaries and those important announcements that you need the community and public to know about, and I will be glad to tell everyone about them. A reminder going on to funeral service announcements that services start in the morning for Sandy Sue Miller Salyer. Sue Miller Salyer, 76, of Royalton, passed away Monday. She's survived by her husband Jerry, her sons Dwayne and Jamie, daughters Tanya Williams and Chelsea Shepard, her brothers Arnold and Sam and Terry Miller, her sister Debbie Allen, 9 grandkids and 1 great-grandchild. Services in Sue's honor start in the morning at 11 from the McGoffin County Funeral Home. Visitation continues until 9 o'clock as well at the McGoffin County Funeral Home. Services start tomorrow afternoon at 1 from the Half Mountain Church, For 72-year-old Mary Catherine Fletcher Jordan of Sayersville, who passed away Saturday, survived by her companion Vernon Eldridge, her sons Tommy Ray and Ronnie Cash Likens, her daughter Rosemary Newcomb, brother Jimmy Fletcher, and 8 grandchildren and 4 great-grandchildren. Again, services start tomorrow at 1 from the Half Mountain Church. And services are being arranged at this time for 64-year-old Sarah M. Mead of Sayersville. She passed away yesterday at the Greg and Noreen Wells Hospice Center in Hazard, the wife of Marvin Mead. And again, arrangements to be announced soon through the care of the Magoffin County Funeral Home.
I believe in Kentucky.
I believe in Kentucky.
I believe in small town values.
And mom and dad and the things they handed down.
I believe some of the best people in the world are farmers.
I believe in insurance that protects families, homes, and cars.
I believe in always finding a way to do what you love.
I am Kentucky.
I am Kentucky.
I am Kentucky.
There are several risk factors that may put a patient at risk for heart disease.
Especially people who have diabetes or hypertension or high cholesterol and have a family history of heart disease.
Neglecting to see a cardiologist can put you in trouble. You may develop problems that may not be reversible.
We see many people who do not have an actual diagnosis of a heart problem, but may be at risk of heart disease, and we do whatever we can to help mitigate that risk to help prevent disease in the future. ARH, more for Appalachia.
Spring isn't the only season here. It's also senior season. It's a season for love, a season for Jesus, and a season to shop local at the Seasonal Shop. With spring colors, styles, and fashions by Charlie Page and Simply Southern, and more of your favorites, new arrivals in bags and totes and jewelry and more. And they've got everything lemon lavender, spa essentials for a little at-home pampering. And from simple to chinoiserie, must-see home decor is at the Seasonal Shop in downtown Sayersville. Someone dies in the U.S. every 7 minutes from an overdose, and over half of the population gets or takes pills from a friend or a relative. And about 46 million and counting are exposed to narcotics in their drinking water. So don't toss them, flush them, or leave them lying around. Safely dispose of your unneeded meds anytime at Parkway Pharmacy,
where you can always talk to a pharmacist when you need one.
Now let's take a look at your weather. It's worth looking at. It always is, but more so tonight than on, lesser, calmer occasions, which we really haven't had many of here as of late, have we? Zooming in a little closer to the viewing area, we've seen showers, of course, some pretty good ones at times. Here in downtown Sayersville, I've picked up 35/100ths of an inch of rain, just a little more than exactly a third of an inch of rain here in downtown Sayersville. After topping out at 75 degrees today, we are at 66 and falling right now. Doesn't feel like 66 out there even right now at 6:30. Feels more like 55 or so with wet conditions and winds coming out of the west-northwest, kind of fluctuating 3 to 4 maybe at times. Had a 10-mile-per-hour gust today, was as strong as it's gotten. Tonight, 61 degrees, so we're about where we're going to be here before too long. We'll be there and just kind of hovering in the low 60s tonight with those southeasterly winds up to 20 miles per hour. At times, a chance, as you saw on radar, of showers and storms, but more so on tomorrow. Showers and thunderstorms, the biggest part of which before 1, but still in the forecast thereafter to the tune of 80% across your day. We're talking about a half an inch of rain during the day tomorrow, maybe a quarter of an inch tomorrow evening, but that's without any thunderstorms, which have a better likelihood of developing into your Thursday and into your Friday as well. As you see, look at the gradient here, 76 for your daytime high again tomorrow, as similar to today. But as low pressure passes through, we're left with the upper 50s, almost 20 degrees chopped off the top for your Friday, with 43 degrees Friday night. 90% chance of showers and storms. Winds even, again, upwards of 30 miles per hour or a little better, as they will be tomorrow into your Friday. But the good news is, blows out of here for your weekend. 70 and sunny for your Saturday. And I'm about out of time, but close to 80 on Sunday and sunny. And I think we bust 80 by a degree or two Monday with more sunshine. What a way to start a week, and for the weekend to be as well. And that will do it for this Wednesday. Thank you for being a part of the program. Stay in if you can. Just not a very nice night to be out. As for tomorrow, the morning commute, then the commute home, or in between, may also, of course, be one you'll want to watch with the impending forecast and expected conditions. After which, I hope to see you back here tomorrow night. Thank you for watching.